Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back. Today we're exploring one of the most awe-inspiring moments in human development, the moment your baby's brain begins to form. And believe it or not, that moment happens much earlier than most people think. You may assume that the brain develops gradually over the course of pregnancy, and it does. But the very first brain cells begin to form as early as day 18 after conception, sometimes before you even realize you're pregnant. Let's break this down. Around the third week of pregnancy, a structure called the neural plate appears, a flat layer of cells in the embryo. Just a few days later, this plate folds and closes to form what is known as the neural tube. This tube is the foundation for the entire central nervous system, your baby's brain and spinal cord. This is why folic acid is so critically important during early pregnancy. In fact, doctors recommend taking it even before conception. Folic acid helps the neural tube close properly, reducing the risk of serious neural tube defects like spina bifida and anencephaly. These defects often occur before the 6th week of pregnancy, which is why early prenatal care, or even preconception care, is essential. By week 4, the head begins to form, and the basic brain regions start to emerge, the foundations of the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. At this stage, brain development can already be observed under a microscope. By week 6, something truly miraculous happens. The first electrical signals start firing between neurons. This is the beginning of neural communication, the brain starting to speak in its own language of electrical pulses. Millions of neurons are being formed every single day at this point. By the end of the first trimester, around week 12, most of the brain's major structures are in place. The baby can respond to light, sound, and touch on a basic neurological level. Although the baby is still tiny, its brain is developing at an astonishing speed, a pace that continues throughout pregnancy and well into childhood. Let's pause for a moment and think about that. Your baby's first brain cell forms within just 3 weeks, before your belly grows, before the first heartbeat can be heard, even before many women take their first pregnancy test. That's how early, and how sacred, brain development begins. From this moment forward, every choice you make, what you eat, how much you rest, how hydrated you stay, even your emotional state, all of it influences the way your baby's brain develops. You're not just carrying a child, you're shaping a mind. According to neuroscientist Dr. Suzanne Gage, the brain is the most complex organ in the human body, and also the most sensitive to early experiences. That includes nutrition, stress levels, exposure to toxins, and even sleep quality. This is why prenatal vitamins, hydration, stress management, and regular checkups are so important. Not just for your body, but for your baby's growing brain. And here's something even more incredible. Research has shown that the connections between neurons, called synapses, begin forming as early as week 7 or 8. These connections are the building blocks of memory, movement, emotion, and learning. So when you talk to your baby, sing a lullaby, or even place your hand on your belly, you're doing more than bonding. You're helping those neural connections take root. A 2022 study published in the journal Nature Neuroscience found that babies whose mothers experienced high levels of stress during the first trimester had altered patterns of brain connectivity by the 3rd trimester. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means that small acts of self-care, breathing deeply, resting when tired, eating real food, drinking water, can have a lifelong impact. Now let me share a true story. In California, a first-time mom named Rachel didn't find out she was pregnant until week 7. Like many women, she hadn't been taking prenatal vitamins. Her doctor explained that her baby's brain had already begun forming, and although everything seemed okay, Rachel felt a deep emotional shift. From that moment on, she prioritized everything: her sleep, her meals, her water, her mindset. 9 months later, her healthy baby boy arrived. She now calls that 3rd week of pregnancy, when the first brain cell formed, the day I became a mother, even without knowing it. And that's what this is really about. understanding that life begins before we feel it, that the brain, the essence of who we are, starts forming in almost complete silence inside of you. So what can you do to support your baby's brain? Here's a simple checklist. Take folic acid, ideally before conception and through the first trimester. Stay hydrated, at least 2.3 liters a day. Eat omega-3 rich foods like salmon, flaxseed, and walnuts. Avoid alcohol, smoking, and toxic substances. Practice calm breathing and reduce stress. Sleep regularly and deeply. Talk to your baby. It matters more than you think. Every little act adds up. Every decision becomes part of the miracle. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video meaningful, please like it, share it with other moms-to-be, and subscribe for more weekly videos about pregnancy, baby development, and maternal wellness. You're doing more than growing a baby. You're nurturing a future mind. Take care, and see you in the next video.